Hi guys, today's stretch is going to be a focus on the backs of the legs and on rotation of the spine. I love this combination because the rotation is really relaxing and the backs of the legs are a little bit more intense. So it makes for a nice combination. The only thing you're going to need today is space to work. We're going to be taking the legs off the sides of the mat, so you need a little bit of width. And then also, if you find hamstring work difficult, have a strap or a stretch band handy to use on the back of the leg. Last piece, you might want to have a pillow for your head because we're going to do some turning. So if you find it uncomfortable to lie on your side without a pillow, then just have a pillow handy where you're going to place your head so you can grab it if you need it. All right, you guys, let's get started. We're going to start just by placing the feet opposite the pelvis. So your feet are right below your sit bones, all 10 toes on the floor. And just slide your hands down the back of your pelvis. And we're going to tuck the tail under a little bit and feel your low back lengthening down. This is just going to help to put the hips in a good position for what's coming. Relax your arms, place the palms facing the ceiling, and just take a deep breath. If you can feel the weight of your head on the floor, maybe you're holding some tension in the neck or in your hips or in your ankles or feet. Just do a full body scan and try to just let the floor really hold you. So relax back and feel your bones kind of imprinting onto the floor. Great work. If you notice any tension in your low back, place a pillow behind your head and see if that helps. Very often, if your shoulders are a little bit rounded forward, lying flat can be a bit uncomfortable, and a pillow very often helps. All right, we're going to take the knees side to side and just get that pelvis moving. Keep this really small to start and feel your sacrum, that's your tailbone down between your two hips. Feel that relaxing into the floor. And just getting a nice little massage as you rock the knees back and forth. Nice work. Let's widen the feet now. Take them just on the outside of your mat. We're going to do the same thing. Try to keep the back of your pelvis on the floor. So we're not going to lift the hips or turn them. Let's just try to get the thigh bones moving in the sockets. You might notice the weight shifting right and left a little bit. See if you can keep it fairly centered as those legs relax side to side. All right, let's take the knees towards each other. And then just start to let that top leg drift down towards the floor. And you're going to feel your pelvis start to roll to face the front. Nice. Ground into this back foot. And you're going to press towards the back wall and see if you can roll those hips over to face me a little bit more. You might feel a little stretch come through the front of the hip. Definitely turn on these glutes in the back. So feeling that glute of the top hip working hard to press the hip forward. Relax back and down, and we'll pass the knees to the other side. Good. Using your foot to press that hip forward. So my foot is pressing back towards you, and that's sending my hip towards the back wall. I'm going to squeeze this glute nice and firm and press the hip forward. Some people feel a little bit of tension in their lats with this one. If you feel that, check the links, and there's a stretch that's really going to help to open the lats. That would be a good thing to do before this. So we don't want to be feeling any tension in the low back. Just relax the hips down and pass them to the other side. Let's do this one once more. Press the top foot towards the back and feel the pelvis moving towards the front wall. Look for that gentle stretch across the front of the hip. Relax them down and pass them to the other side. Pressing the foot towards the front of the wall and letting that hip really move forward towards the back wall. Relax relax the hips down and bring the knees to the ceiling. We're going to walk the feet together and then just open the knees to the side, bringing the soles of the feet to touch. This is a good place to tuck the hips under again. So make sure that you don't have a big arch in your low back here. We want to really allow the spine to melt down towards the floor. We're going to take our hands to the tops of our thighs here. So the part of your thighs that's facing the same direction as the top of your head. Press your hands down into your thigh bones gently. See if you feel a little stretch in your low back. So if you arch your back, this one won't work. We've got to keep that low back nice and close to the floor, and then press the thigh bones away from you as if you were pressing your legs towards the bottom of the mat. You can try some different hand holds here. See what works best for you. Some people find thumbs down, fingers on top to work better. And just gently traction your pelvis towards the bottom of your mat. Take a nice deep breath there. Try to relax your hips, relax your pelvic floor, and even relax your jaw. Check and see if you're holding any tension up close to your ears. Nice work. All right, we're going to relax those arms out nice and wide and bring the legs back to where we started. Good. I'm going to reach my back fingers forward and across and just let the knees tip over and reach past this bottom arm. Here, if it's uncomfortable or you can't lay your head down on the floor, this is a nice place to put a pillow underneath your head. Just as you're stretching forward here, relax in the bottom shoulder. See if you can get a nice stretch in the bottom arm. We're going to roll back the way we came and open the arms. Same thing other side. Let the knees and the hands go the same way the first time we do this. Reach way past the bottom arm. Relaxing your chest onto that arm. And relaxing your head into the floor. Roll back to where you started and open the arms wide. You're going to stretch the legs down long and do the same thing here. Widen your feet so they're out in a star shape and bring those fingers across just the way you did before. We're going to leave those back toes behind. So I'm feeling this leg reaching into the back corner as I stretch my fingers forward. Now try to leave this top hand where it is and reach that back leg into the corner to bring you back. Hips, then ribs, shoulders, and then arms. We'll go same thing other side. Bringing this arm away from me, reaching towards that back arm and rolling onto your side. Really stretch this arm forward past the bottom arm and feel that nice spiral in your rib cage. Now try to leave your fingers really far away and start this movement with your leg rolling the thigh bone, then the hips, then the ribs, and the arms come last. All right, we're going to bring the feet back to our starting position and again tuck those hips under. Good. All right, we're going to bring our knees up to make a little tabletop shape. Good. And then tipping them over just a little bit. I want you to try to keep your knees exactly in line. So this is more of a stabilizing movement. We're trying to let our abdominal muscles switch on, which is going to help our low back to relax. So sometimes before we go into deeper spirals, kind of getting the body prepared with a little bit of activity is a nice way to help it relax. So I'm just tipping over to about 45 degrees and then check and make sure that your shin bones are still in parallel. So we don't want them to turn in or out. Nice work. All right. We're going to hug and reach the leg that's closest to me down towards the floor. hugging this thigh in towards your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. And try to really relax in your hip crease there. If you're feeling a little pinch, try moving this leg off towards the side a little bit. Good. We're going to flex the bottom foot and just try to send that heel a little further down the mat towards the wall. Great work. From here, we're going to bring this hand across and move that knee down. So it's going to go on a diagonal until it's below this hip. And then we'll gently bring this knee across. So this is a nice place to start this spiral here with the knee below the hip. Some people get a lot of pinching in the hips if they bring it across too high. So we're going to work up to that. It's also really important to stretch with your joints at different angles. So it's a nice way to make sure that we're covering all the bases. You can feel this top arm or the back arm nice and long, and just slide it up to the corner. See if you feel a nice stretch through your chest here. Make sure that your palm is facing the ceiling. Great. Now we're going to slide this knee up a little higher. If you get any pinching or pressure at your groin, just keep the leg a little bit lower. Good. Now we're going to use some contract, relax here. Press your knee up into your hand and try to roll your body onto your back. See if you can feel your glutes activating as you press into this hand. We'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Deepen that stretch and take the leg over a little further. Good job. Now see if you can keep that leg still, and let's try to open this shoulder a little bit more, deepening that nice spiral. Great work. We're going to roll onto the back. And now just take that knee into the opposite hand. I want you to bring your hand on the inside of the knee and then just open it to the side. So for some people, this is a really deep stretch, and for others, this one's really easy. If you're not feeling anything on your inner thigh, what you can do is start to open the foot or open the knee and stretch the heel away. So adding that flex of the foot is going to really deepen the stretch. If that's too much, just relax your feet and concentrate on flexing that hip joint with the leg to the side. Nice work. So whether you've got that leg bent or straight, try to relax this hip into the floor. All right, everybody's going to take those feet up to the ceiling from bent or straight. And now just try to flex that foot as much as you can. Hold on behind the leg to give it a little bit of support. Good. Now let's draw some circles with that foot. If you find this a difficult place to be, lower the leg a little bit and put a gentle bend in it. Just make sure you're getting a good stretch through the back of the leg. Good job. All right, we're going to take that nice deep flex in the ankle and start to bring this foot across the body. This one tends to be pretty intense down that lateral, the side of the leg here. So go nice and slow. And if you feel that the stretch is too intense and you're starting to get anxious because it's painful, back it off a little bit to a point where you feel like you can breathe through it. So it's important that we keep our nervous systems nice and calm here. We don't want to stress the body out when we're trying to relax it and open it. Okay, if this is feeling great where it is and you don't want to go any further, just play with a little bit of movement in your foot. If you want to go a little bit further, we can take that foot all the way to the floor, trying to keep the back arm nice and wide. This is a pretty intense stretch, so make sure that you're staying calm and breathing through it. It shouldn't be painful or making you clench your jaw. So you want to make sure that you build up to these things and don't try to do it all at once. All right, from wherever you are, whether this foot is down or up, we're going to lower the legs, bending the knees, and bringing the feet back to the floor. Just tuck that tail once more. So it's nice to reset between the stretches and just lengthen that low back down. every time to make sure that the pelvis is in a really good position before we begin. All right, we're gonna hug this leg in and take the other one long. Nice deep breath and really relax that thigh towards your chest. Just close your eyes and take a deep breath. Allow the leg to move towards me, to the side of your rib cage if you're feeling some pinching in the front of your hip. All right, we're going to bring the hand to the opposite side. Let your knee move away from you down below the height of your hips, and then we'll cross that leg over. You can extend the fingers in the opposite direction. And take your time starting this first deep spiral. There's no rush. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe even just run your hand down the side of your leg towards your knee. Great work. Bring that leg back up. We're going to open the thigh towards the side. So bring your hand to the inside and wrap your fingers around the edge, and then just relax that knee open. So even if you don't find this a deep stretch, it's still a really nice place to start because we're stretching the muscles that go from the pelvis to the thigh, but we're leaving out the muscles that go from the pelvis all the way down to the shin bones. So we can start with these muscles that just cross one joint before we move into deeper stretches. Feel this bottom leg reaching down. Let's flex the bottom foot and send that leg down towards the wall. Imagine like you could eject your thigh bone and send it away from you so those legs get longer. Great work. All right, if you want to go a little bit deeper, just extend that foot out to the side and you can move your hand up towards your ankle. Try to take a nice deep stretch in the inner thigh, opening the sole of that foot and reaching the heel forward. You'll probably notice your hips have tipped a little bit towards that leg, so as much as possible try to relax this hip towards the floor, but a little bit of tipping is okay. All right, so whether we're coming from a bent leg or a straight leg, just send that foot up towards the ceiling and we'll take a moment here. You can draw some circles with this foot to help open all of the fascia that runs down the back of the leg all the way to the backs of your toes. Great. Feel free to take that leg a little bit further if that feels good for you. Make sure you're keeping your breath nice and calm. Okay, so experiment with crossing this leg over. So even if the leg is low, it's still important to get it crossing your midline. That's it. So anywhere along this line, whether your leg is above or below your hip, we're going to try to bring that foot over towards the opposite side of the body, keeping this hip relaxed down. So the back pocket of your jeans is on the floor. All right, so feel free to stay right here and just play with the movement of the foot to try to help open this muscle and fascia down the side of the leg. If you want to go a little bit deeper, just start to take that foot over to the opposite side, stretching those fingers out. Good. And just notice whether this hip has hiked up. If you've gotten really short on this side of your waist, try to drop that hip down so that you feel lots of space here. And we're going to open that shoulder towards the floor. Take a nice deep breath and relax that leg down. Great work. Don't be afraid to play with different heights. You can take the leg up or take it down and try to roll that hip back a little bit more. Everything's valuable, so don't just try to stretch at the very deepest edge. Try to explore the whole range of movement that's possible. All right, we're gonna bring that leg back up, softening the knee and bringing the foot down. Place them both back down and just replace the hips again with that little tucking motion. Great work. All right, we're gonna go one more for the hamstrings. So bring your right leg up, flex the foot, and start with a bent leg here. Bring your hands behind the leg, or if you wish, you can use a strap around the bottom of your foot. So we're aiming to open the back of the knee and really stretch all the way through the back line. So whether you're using your hands or a strap, this will work the same. So we're gonna start by taking a deep breath in. Exhale, try to draw your belly button towards your spine, and you're gonna bring your chin down and your forehead towards your knee and your knee towards your forehead. So you'll notice it's a little easier to move the leg towards you when you're switching on your stomach muscles. Great, now from here, try to keep the leg where it is and relax the body down. Good work. All right, we're gonna add in the foot here. So I'm gonna point my toes down and curl my head forward. Good. See if you can draw that leg a little bit closer to you. And now as you bring your head down, flex your foot nice and slow. This is gonna get pretty intense, so try to relax into it. Flex those toes towards your nose. Good, we're gonna do one more. Point your toes down and draw your chin towards your chest. Feel your abdominal muscles working. Good work. And then we're gonna lay that head back down, try to roll through your spine, flex those toes. Good work. All right, now turn that leg in. So this is kind of like, always reminds me of a periscope. So try to look around with your toes. We're gonna turn them out and turn them in. Your hands to kind of twist the muscles around the bones. It's gonna help relax them a little bit more. Good job, fold that leg down. All right, we'll take the other side. We're gonna bend that leg in and up. Start with a nice easy stretch here. So maybe like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Nice deep breath and find a comfortable hold. Organize your strap. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, drop that belly button down and curve the spine, bringing the head towards the leg. And then see if that leg can come towards you a little bit more. Good job. See if you can stabilize the leg as you relax the body down. Okay, let's add in the foot. We're gonna point the toes like a ballerina and curl that head forward. See if it can move towards you a little bit. Remember to keep those sensations reasonable, don't overdo it. And then relax the head down nice and slow, flexing the toes towards your nose. Good, once again, stretch the front of your foot, really try to open through those arches, bring your head forward. Good, make sure your shoulders are relaxed as you come down. Good, let's go one more. Through the toes, curling forward. And relaxing the head back and down, drawing the toes towards your nose. Good job. Maybe back it off a little bit if you've come way, way in for this next piece. We're gonna spiral that leg. And you might find this feels really different on one leg than the other. So we're really trying to turn that femur bone in the socket. Looking around with those toes. If that's feeling easy, you can bring it a little bit deeper and then try to rotate that thigh bone around. Good job. Fold the leg in and relax it down. Good. Tuck the tail once more. Give those legs a little shake. Good. Just stretch those arms overhead. And shimmy those hips down to open up your waist. Great work. Thanks so much for stretching with me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that and found it really helpful. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please hit that subscribe button so you find out about new stretches when they come out. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a beautiful day.